Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Ringside Wrestling Entertainment. This is Joel Perez here for another edition of your weekly episodic news show Behind the Mic. And it is Behind the Mic episode number 39, where we cover all the biggest news in the WWE for the week. And I am sorry that this is a Sunday edition of Behind the Mic, because, quite frankly, there's not a lot of news this week. So I decided to leave this one till Sunday and have all those big news stories, those big juicy news stories, have them all pile up so we can report it in one huge edition of Behind the Mic. And it is one of those editions of Behind the Mic where I can't quite decide what the main news story should be, because there is that much news to talk about. We've got news stories on Monday Night Raw, bringing back Stephanie McMahon in order to improve ratings. Now, I wonder, how exactly is that supposed to improve ratings? We're going to discuss and talk about that right here on the Ringside Wrestling YouTube channel, right here on Behind the Mic, episode number 39. We have news on The Shield, maybe apparently now not debuting against The Miz Taraj, which is good news to my ears. We have the Young Bucks getting a cease and desist letter from the WWE after they did film an episode of their YouTube show. I'm forgetting the name. The name is slipping my mind right now, but after filming an episode of their YouTube show outside of Monday Night Raw, invading Monday Night Raw, which I found absolutely hilarious, but Vince McMahon did not think the same, and he did send the Young Bucks a cease and desist. We will talk about that right here on the Ringside Wrestling YouTube channel. We got news on Gallows and Anderson challenging the Rock and Roll Express to a matchup at WWE Starrcade. That's pretty interesting in and of itself right there. We've got backstage news, an update on why Brock Lesnar ridiculously beat Braun Strowman and Samoa Joe by using only one F5, which I think we all had an issue with that. And there is a reason to the WWE's madness, and it's not a reason that makes any sense at all, but we will discuss that right here on Behind the Mic. And we have more news on Brock Lesnar and his Universal Championship reign, because the next challenger for his reign is apparently going to be Finn Balor, which we will discuss the thoughts on that as well. So we have all that news and so much more right here on Behind the Mic, episode number 39. So make sure to stay tuned. But for now, we are going to give you the plugs of the Ringside Wrestling YouTube channel, because there is so much other content to go check out on the Ringside Wrestling YouTube channel. You already know, over 250 videos for all of you to go check out. Raw reviews and Smackdown reviews each and every single week. Raw and Smackdown reviews, which are up for this week. Those goes up after Monday Night Raw and Smackdowns go off the air. So about an hour and a half later, you will see the Ringside Wrestling YouTube channel review for Raw or Smackdown. So make sure to go check those videos out if you haven't already done so yourselves. Make sure to go check out the pay-per-view review we did for No Mercy about 1 week ago, exactly 1 week ago, after that show went off the air. We're talking about the shitty-ass pay-per-view that was. WWE No Mercy 2017 review is up on the channel, so make sure to go check that out. Mae Young Classic review. Mae Young Classic about 2-3 weeks ago at this point went off the air. They were uploading that on the WWE Network. We did cover that on the Ringside Wrestling YouTube channel. We covered the finale of the Mae Young Classic, as well as reviews in twos for each and every single episode. So you can find the reviews to episodes 1 and 2, 3 and 4, 5 and 6, 7 and 8, and then of course the finale of the Mae Young Classic, all in a nice little playlist on the Ringside Wrestling YouTube channel. So make sure to go check that out as well. You have a bunch of shit coming on the Ringside Wrestling YouTube channel, specifically WWE 2K18 content and gameplay and all that good stuff that I am so excited to be doing when that game does come out on October 13th. We're going to be doing My Career Mode, Universe Mode, match simulations, and of course the Raw and Smackdown reviews do use WWE 2K gameplay, so that's going to be getting a nice upgrade there. The graphics look fantastic, and I'm so excited to play that game for all of you right here on the Ringside Wrestling YouTube channel. So that's just another reason to subscribe to the Ringside Wrestling YouTube channel if you want a dose of all this content, Mayhem Classic coverage. You got Raw reviews, SmackDown reviews, pay-per-view preview and predictions, NXT TakeOver reviews. You got WWE 2K18 content coming, and of course behind the mic each and every single Saturday normally, but Sunday this week because of the lack of news, so we just let all the news stories pile on top of each other for one big episode. So for now, ladies and gentlemen, I want to ask a favor of you, and that is to stay tuned, because for now we're going straight into the news stories. We're going to start off with what I feel is one of the most ridiculous news stories that I've heard in a goddamn while for the WWE. Well, these ridiculous news stories are always coming out, but this is definitely one of the most ridiculous, and it is the reason why Brock Lesnar beat both Braun Strowman and Samoa Joe, two of the most legitimate guys that Brock Lesnar has faced in his entire WWE tenure. The two guys on this roster right now who really had a legit claim and really are the only guys who you can legit see Brock Lesnar going in there against. And he beats them in short matches with one F5. And we all found that to be ridiculous. We all did. And, I mean, there's a reason to that. And it's not one that makes any logical sense. And it is not one that's going to put a smile on your face. That is, if you have a brain, that is. Brock Lesnar is still the WWE Universal Champion after defeating Braun Strowman at No Mercy. Many fans were not shocked by the result, but a lot were surprised that Lesnar managed to beat Braun Strowman with just one F5. The latest backstage news has revealed the reason why Brock Lesnar defeated Strowman as well as Samoa Joe with just one finishing move. According to the Wrestling Observer newsletter, Vince McMahon wants to make Brock Lesnar look unstoppable by having him defeat opponents with just one F5. McMahon has set his sights on making Lesnar versus Roman Reigns. Yes, Roman Reigns at WrestleMania 34, and there is no stopping the WWE chairman from doing what he wants. Lesnar first looked vulnerable in his feud with Samoa Joe in late June during their feud for the WWE Universal Championship. Joe looked great in the build-up as he was able to attack Lesnar a couple times, and he even succeeded in putting the Beast to sleep. However, the Lesnar versus Joe at Great Balls of Fire in July was underwhelming, and I think we can all agree with that. Fans were surprised by how quick the match was and why Lesnar was able to defeat Joe with just one F5. It is despite Joe having the upper hand throughout the 7-minute match. Joe put Lesnar on the announce table before the match, and he even applied his coquina clutch 3 times. As recapped by WWE.com, the same thing happened between Brock Lesnar and Braun Strowman this past month. Strowman looked unstoppable against Lesnar in the build, and he was able to fend off the Beast several times. The Monster Among Men even no-sold a German suplex from Lesnar, and some fans were hoping that the WWE will turn Strowman into a star. However, Brock Lesnar was able to retain the WWE Universal Championship after performing just one F5 on Braun Strowman. Again, the challenger had the upper hand during the 9-minute match, wherein Strowman hit Lesnar with 2 running power slams. Lesnar was able to kick out, and he came back with his finisher for the victory. The Wrestling Observer added that Vince McMahon does not only want Brock Lesnar to look strong heading to WrestleMania 34, but also Roman Reigns. The big dog looked unbeatable against John Cena at No Mercy when he kicked out from four attitude adjustments. Fans just have to accept that McMahon has already made the decision to crown Roman Reigns for the fourth time. He's been in the main event of WrestleMania for 4 years in a row, and WWE plans to do that for another year. Gotta be kidding me. According to Sportskeeda, Brock Lesnar will have the rest of the year off before coming back in January to build up for his feud at the Royal Rumble, possibly against Finn Balor, which we will talk about shortly. The plans are still subject to change, but based on how the WWE book Lesnar and Reigns moving forward, there is no stopping the inevitable. Garbage. Garbage. When I read this news article, I think garbage, bro. Brock Lesnar and Roman Reigns is the most god-awful main event that you can come up with for WrestleMania 34, bro. You've got to be kidding me. This is the best that WWE has in mind? Really? The only reason you caught magic in a bottle, bro. You really did. The first time these two guys went against each other at WrestleMania 34. Or at WrestleMania 31, I believe. It was 31, yes. 31. You caught magic in a bottle, bro. Because both of these guys were in a position where you didn't want them to walk out of that WrestleMania with that Universal Championship. Nobody wanted Reigns. Reigns wasn't ready, and you can tell. And Brock Lesnar had held that title for a full year or 8 months or however long it was, and it was time to move on. And it was perfect because the match was physical. It was exactly what it needed to be. Reigns caught Lesnar off guard, and Reigns was going to win that matchup. But then you have Seth Rollins comes in, the one everybody wants to win the WWE Championship, and there you go. Everybody's leaving that arena with a smile on their face because the guy who isn't ready, and still I can say isn't ready at this point, Roman Reigns did not walk out, and Brock Lesnar, who's been the champion for a year, did not walk out. So now, what do you have making this match special? What do you have making this match special? Absolutely nothing. Absolutely nothing. We've seen the build-up to this match already. We've seen what this match could be. What we saw at WrestleMania 31 was the maximum potential for what Brock Lesnar versus Roman Reigns was going to be. And now you want to repeat that? For what? For what? Roman Reigns, who is hated so fucking much, bro. How much have you tried to get the crowd behind Roman Reigns? How many names have you put over or have fucking put their effort into putting over Roman Reigns? How many guys, bro? How many guys? The Rock? The Rock, you have to have The Rock come out to the Royal Rumble, raise this guy's hand. Gotta be kidding me. Gotta be kidding me. Seth Rollins, Dean Ambrose, as the unit in the Shields, could not get this guy over. Could not get this guy over. Dean Ambrose winning the WWE Championship from Dean Ambrose could not get this guy over. You got Triple H beating Triple H at WrestleMania 32, could not get this guy over. The Undertaker beating The Undertaker at WrestleMania 33 could not get this guy over. Daniel Bryan beating Daniel Bryan at Fastlane could not get this guy over. An entire faction of the League of Nations, Rusev, Del Rio, Barrett, and whoever the fuck else was in that fucking stable, they could not get Roman Reigns over. John Cena could not get Roman Reigns over. Vince McMahon himself had to come to Monday Night Raw, and he could not even get Roman Reigns over. So what makes you think that all those people putting their effort into getting Roman Reigns over, if they could not do it, I mean, what do you expect to happen here? What do you expect to happen here? This man will always be hated. What, are you going to have Jesus Christ come down from the heavens and try to put Roman Reigns over in some type of fashion? It's not going to work. It is not going to work, and that has been proven by every single name in the WWE who Roman Reigns has gone up against. The Bray Wyatts, the Vince McMahons, the Rusevs, the Daniel Bryans, the John Cenas, the Undertakers, the Triple H's, the Rocks. Listen to that array of names, bro. Listen to that. None of that has worked. So you think that doing this again against Brock Lesnar, giving Roman Reigns a fourth coronation at WrestleMania 34 is going to work? Nobody has interest in this match now. And the fact, by the way, the fact that you can predict that this match is going to happen from now, since WrestleMania 33 went off the air, you have been able to predict that the match they wanted for WrestleMania 34 is Brock Lesnar versus Roman Reigns. That's pathetic, first of all. That is absolutely pathetic. The fact that right now, 8 months from your WrestleMania 34, I can tell you definitively what the main event is for that show. That is garbage. That is garbage, and that is bullshit. And the fact that it's not a main event that anybody wants to see, it's a main event that we've already seen, and a main event that we already seen that reached its maximum potential. That is the best it was going to be. You don't have a Money in the Bank cash-in to go off of right now with Brock Lesnar versus Roman Reigns at WrestleMania 34. There is nothing there to see that is new. We've seen the coronation of Roman Reigns at WrestleMania 34. We've seen the match. We've seen the cash-in. We've seen the build. There's nothing left to see. Nothing. And the fact, the very fathomable fact, that you are so desperately trying to make these two guys look good, and the fact that you're throwing the rest of your roster down a fucking drain in attempt to do that is despicable. It really is. The fact that you need to take away from the mystique of a Samoa Joe, from the mystique of a Braun Strowman, to have Brock Lesnar, who already looks as good as any WWE superstar can look, bro. How much higher can you go with Brock Lesnar? How much better can you look? And you're telling me that you need to beat Samoa Joe with one F5. You need to beat Braun Strowman with one F5. Are you kidding me? How much better can a superstar look than the position that Brock Lesnar is in right now? Holy shit. And you're trying to make this guy look stronger. How much better can you look than the position that Roman Reigns is in right now? I mean, you've gotten put over by all these people. My God, you're throwing your roster down the drain like nobody else matters. Nobody else matters, and that is a problem. That is a problem, because this isn't even something that people are invested in. And you can tell from now. So the fact that Vince McMahon is so dead set on making this his main event for WrestleMania 34 is despicable garbage. It really, really is. And if you ask me, Samoa Joe should have won the Universal Championship at SummerSlam or at Great Balls of Fire. If you ask me, Braun Strowman should have won the Universal title at No Mercy, because now, on top of that, if Brock Lesnar does not return until the Royal Rumble, where he's presumably going to bury Finn Balor, we'll talk about that. We'll talk about that very shortly, just leaving that topic to the side. But if Brock Lesnar is not going to be on Raw until the Royal Rumble, that's leaving Monday Night Raw for 4 months. For 4 months without a Universal Champion. And don't throw me the garbage that the Intercontinental Championship is going to fucking do the honors for that. That is going to fill in that gap, because it's not. And it's a glaring hole from now. From the past Monday Night Raw that we've seen this week. It's a glaring hole in the fucking show, to the point where you had to have the cruiserweights end off the show here tonight, or last Monday. Garbage. Garbage. And you're keeping that title captive on Brock Lesnar for an entire year. To get to this, you're throwing these names under the bus. Samoa Joe, Braun Strowman, presumably a Finn Balor. To get to that? For what? That's not going to get you anywhere, bro. That's not going to get you anywhere. If anything, that's going to bury Roman Reigns 6 feet under, 6 feet even deeper than he already is. How many fucking 6 feet holes has Roman Reigns dug in? Has he been dug into? If I can speak here, how many 6 foot holes has Roman Reigns been dug into? One for the Undertaker, one for Triple H, one for AJ Styles. That's another name that's been trying to put Roman Reigns over. Didn't work. One for Brock Lesnar at WrestleMania 31, and now one for Brock Lesnar at WrestleMania 34. One for the Royal Rumble win. And by the way, that's another point. How are you going to get there? Are you telling me that Roman Reigns is going to win the Royal Rumble for a second time at Philadelphia, for a second time to get to Brock Lesnar for a second time? You've got to be kidding me. You're preparing yourself for a death sentence if that is the case, WWE. Holy shit. I cannot believe that WWE can possibly be this stupid. This stupid. If Roman Reigns versus Brock Lesnar is the best that you can do for WrestleMania 34 with the roster that you have on your hands currently, WWE, you are in some deep shit, bro. Deep shit. Brock Lesnar versus Roman Reigns, quite frankly, makes 0 sense. 0 sense. And you're going to bury the roster that you have, the fantastic roster that you have, the fantastic work that you've done into building a Braun Strowman, a Samoa Joe, in attempts to getting to this. Gotta be kidding me. Gotta be kidding. For now, let's move on here to the next news story. We move on here to the story on the reunion of The Shield and how it's apparently not going to be against the Miztourage, which I find to be very good news, because the Miztourage in no way is built up to be the return of The Shield. They are in no way credible enough to even be fathomable of going against The Shield. But let's talk about it. Huge update on the rumored reunion of The Shield at TLC. Many fans are excited for TLC tables, ladders, and chairs because of the rumored reunion of The Shield. The WWE teased the reunion on Monday Night Raw when the Miztourage attacked Roman Reigns. However, the latest update has revealed that the Shield might not be facing the Miztourage in their reunion match. As recapped by WWE.com, Roman Reigns was the guest on Miz TV segment this past Monday on Raw, in which The Miz made multiple references to the Shield. Reigns went on to face The Miz, but he was attacked by the Miztourage after the match. The Miz, Bo Dallas, and Curtis Axel went on to mock the Shield by doing their trademark fist bump on the fallen body of Reigns. Fans were waiting for Seth Rollins and Dean Ambrose, the reigning tag team champions, to make the save and make the reunion official, but it did not happen. According to Ryan Satin of Pro Wrestling Sheet, the Shield versus the Miztourage at TLC tables, ladders, and chairs is not yet set in stone. The WWE is still looking to find much better opponents for the Shield, thank you very much, since Bo Dallas and Curtis Axel have been jobbers for the majority of their careers, if I can speak here. The Shield is one of the greatest stables in WWE history, and no one believes that the Miztourage has a shot of defeating them. My exact point. Sportskeeda reports that the reason why the WWE is interested in the reunion of the Shield is to keep up with the NFL season and ratings, of course. Also, the Shield having the match at TLC tables, ladders, and chairs will give fans nostalgia since they made their debut on the same pay-per-view in 2012. The Shield defeated the trio of Ryback, Kane, and Daniel Bryan in a hellacious tables, ladders, and chairs match. The report added that the Miztourage was used to spark the interest in the possible reunion of the Shield. Their opponents won't be revealed just yet, but there have already been names being dropped. One of them is Braun Strowman, who defeated Dean Ambrose this past Monday on Raw. Strowman will take on Seth Rollins next week, and it could lead to the reunion of the Shield since Reigns is a rival of the Monster Among Men. On the other hand, Roman Reigns will get a shot at winning the Intercontinental Championship next week on Monday Night Raw when he challenges The Miz. Bo Dallas and Curtis Axel are surely to be at ringside, so fans should tune in if the WWE continues to tease the reunion of the Shield. The Shield may reunite at TLC Tables, Ladders, and Chairs on October 22nd at the Target Center in Minneapolis, Minnesota. Roman Reigns, Dean Ambrose, and Seth Rollins have not teamed up together since their breakup in 2014. They have powerbombed people on tables and battled each other in a triple threat match, but a proper reunion will surely give fans that nostalgia feeling. If you want to reunite the Shield, doing it against a version of the Wyatt family would certainly be better than doing it with the Miztourage, because the Miztourage has no credibility whatsoever. I mean, this past week, Bo Dallas and Curtis Axel couldn't even beat Jason Jordan and Matt Hardy. If they can't even beat that duo, a duo who isn't even used to teaming with each other, Matt Hardy, who you can say is older than when he was in his prime, blah, 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 all these excuses that you can use to say that these guys aren't as good as they used to be. Jason Jordan is still a rookie. If they couldn't even beat those guys, what makes you think they're going to stand a chance against the Shield? They're not. They're not. The Miz has no chance of competing with any member of the Shield. He was just beaten by Roman Reigns this Monday. I mean, that is a pathetic stable if I've ever seen one. If you were to do something like perhaps Braun Strowman, Bray Wyatt, and I don't know, maybe bring in Luke Harper or Eric Rowan, somehow making some explanation, that would be a better way to reunite the Shield. Some version of the Wyatt family. Clearly, you know the fantastic matchup that the Wyatt family and the Shield had at Elimination Chamber, I believe, in 2013 or 14. That was absolutely fantastic. That was absolutely fantastic. You can relive some version of that at TLC. That would be better. That would be better. But the Miztourage? You gotta be fucking kidding me. That just makes it look like a major cash grab by the WWE. Nobody would be interested in that. That's the waste of a reunion if I've ever seen one. If you're going to reunite the Shield, and I went on this huge rant on Monday, on my Monday Night Raw review, which you should all check out, by the way, but that's besides the point. I went on this huge rant. If you're going to reunite the Shield, you need to do it in monumental fashion. Perhaps Finn Balor with Luke Gallows and Carl Anderson, and it'd be the Balor Club versus the Shield, after the Balor Club has spent a couple months reigning terror on Monday Night Raw. That would be a team that the Shield can fucking face. Perhaps if you brought in fucking, I don't know, like I said, the Wyatt family. Besides that, there's really nobody else. There's really nobody else, and unless you have a true reason to reunite the Shield, it really doesn't make any sense. It really does not make any sense. So, I mean, maybe the Wyatt family faction, but how you even get into that corner, I don't know. I don't know. Because right now, Bray Wyatt is in a feud with Finn Balor. So, I don't know, bro. I do not know. And, I mean, really, there is no reason right now, besides WWE wanting to fucking get their ratings up, to get their TLC attendance numbers up, because nobody's buying tickets for that fucking pay-per-view. I understand why. And probably, and I said this on Monday Night Raw, to get Roman Reigns over. To get Roman Reigns over by association, since Dean Ambrose and Seth Rollins are so over in and of itself. That is probably the only reason WWE wants to reunite the Shield. But I mean, Braun Strowman and Bray Wyatt, that makes sense. That makes sense. And then you could probably somehow bring in Luke Harper or Eric Rowan. That makes sense, since Braun Strowman, he's going against the members of the Shield. He went against Dean Ambrose this week, going against Dean Ambrose next week. Roman Reigns and Braun Strowman clearly have their fucking history. And then perhaps Braun Strowman could enlist Bray Wyatt, and maybe somehow, I don't know how you'd get this, this would be the farthest stretch, getting a Luke Harper or an Eric Rowan on Monday Night Raw, because they're both on Smackdown. So I don't know how you would go about that, but it would certainly be better than going against the fucking Miztourage, which that makes absolutely zero sense. But for now, ladies and gentlemen, that is the latest report on the reunion of the Shield. For as of now, they are not going against the Miztourage, which I find to be very, very good news. For now, let's move on here. we've got news on Finn Balor going for the Universal Championship against Brock Lesnar at the Royal Rumble, or at Survivor Series, I believe. Let's read the article, and we will discuss this after we do read the article. But Finn Balor apparently going to be the next challenger for the Universal Championship, which I don't even know how to fucking feel about this, but let's talk about it. If this article will load, that would be fantastic. Here we are. The WWE still owes Finn Balor a rematch for the Universal Championship. He never lost last year. Balor is currently stuck in a feud with Bray Wyatt, but it seems like the Demon will finally get a shot to reclaim the Universal title. The latest rumors suggest that Balor is going to be the next challenger for Brock Lesnar, and they are going to have a match next year at the Royal Rumble. According to Dave Meltzer of the Wrestling Observer, Finn Balor will get a shot at Brock Lesnar after he finishes his feud with Bray Wyatt. The rivalry between Balor and Wyatt is going to continue despite the former getting the win at SummerSlam last month and at last Sunday's No Mercy. As recapped by WWE.com, Balor was confronted by Wyatt once again after he defeated Goldust on Monday Night Raw. It seems like the two WWE superstars are not finished with each other, and it will continue at TLC Tables, Ladders, and Chairs on October 22nd. Wyatt has failed to beat Balor as a Demon and a Man in their past two matches. Balor is slowly gaining some momentum after being misused ever since returning from an injury that sidelined him for about 7 months. The former NXT champion suffered a shoulder injury when he won the Universal Championship at last year's SummerSlam. The injury forced Balor to vacate the title just a day after winning it. On the other hand, some fans are wondering why Brock Lesnar will not be defending the Universal Championship at Tables, Ladders, and Chairs or at Survivor Series. According to Raj Giri is what it says, of Wrestling Inc., Lesnar is scheduled to wrestle just one more date for the remainder of the year. The Beast will work on the September 30th live event in Winnipeg, Canada, which was yesterday, so it's over. Lesnar appearing in a house show in Canada is convenient since he lives in Saskatchewan. I don't know how to fucking say that. I'm not even going to try, but he lives somewhere in Canada. The report added that Brock Lesnar will be in January to build up his match at the Royal Rumble. And if rumors are to be believed, Lesnar is true likely facing Finn Balor in the first pay-per-view of 2018. However, fans of Finn Balor should not be celebrating because Brock Lesnar is expected to retain the Universal Championship. Cage-Side Seats is reporting that the WWE's long-term plan is still Brock Lesnar versus Roman Reigns, like we spoke about earlier at WrestleMania 34. It will be Reigns' sixth chance to finally get over with the crowd. It's not 6. It's like fucking 20 at this point, but this article is saying it's his 6th chance to finally get over with the crowd after the failed attempts of getting over with The Rock, Daniel Bryan, Triple H, The Undertaker, and John Cena. All names that I mentioned before in my thunderous rant in the beginning of the video, but nevertheless, these are just rumors and speculation at the moment. Fans should take it with a grain of salt since the WWE tends to change their plans on a regular basis. Finn Balor is slowly gaining steam, while Brock Lesnar is going to be fresh with the 3-month hiatus for the rest of the year. I mean, I don't even find that match believable, bro. Finn Balor is like 200 pounds. 200 pounds, bro. Brock Lesnar is a 300-pound beast. If you're telling me that Braun Strowman could not get the job done, I am not even going to believe that Finn Balor can step in a ring with Brock Lesnar and not fucking be twisted in half. If you're telling me Samoa Joe could not get the job done against Brock Lesnar, I do not believe that Finn Balor will step in a ring with Brock Lesnar and not get twisted in half. That is not believable to me. With the caliber of opponent that you have had Brock Lesnar in there with this entire year, the Goldbergs, the fucking Strowmans, the the Samoa Joes, and you're telling me Finn Balor is going to fucking throw his name in that fucking hat of people. Finn Balor is easily the one that I see being beaten the most easily, unless By then, Finn Balor is a heel, and he has Gallows and Anderson in his corner, and Gallows and Anderson throughout this matchup are going to be fucking canoodling around the ringside area, and perhaps screwing over Brock Lesnar, allowing Finn Balor to take advantage, since Finn Balor could be a heel at that point. That is the only way I will see that being legit. But besides that, Finn Balor, I do not see this 200-pound man stepping in with the 300-pound heavyweight that is Brock Lesnar and not getting snapped in half. I just do not find it believable. Makes no goddamn sense to me, bro. Makes no goddamn sense to me how that is even fucking fathomable. It's not. It is not. Simple as that. I do not see this match even fucking being 2 minutes. And they're probably going to have it fucking go longer. Knowing the WWE, they're probably going to have this match go longer than both Braun Strowman or Samoa Joe. Knowing the WWE. And it will end in one F5, right? Right? Because that's the plan. Brock Lesnar needs to look as strong as possible to go against the super god, Roman Reigns. Oh, look at his hair. Right? That's how Vince McMahon is fucking thinking in his office. Garbage. Garbage. Finn Balor does not stand a chance against Brock Lesnar. I mean, yeah, it's a cool match, the Demon versus the Beast, blobbity blobbity, but I mean, really? Do you really see Finn Balor, as fucking small as he is, going into a match with Brock Lesnar and getting anything done? I don't think so. I see this being an epic squash. That's all I see, bro. That is all I see when I think of this matchup. For now, let us move on here to the next news story. We got this news story on WWE bringing back, and this is idiotic. This is idiotic, bro. WWE bringing back Stephanie McMahon as an authority figure in hopes of boosting ratings on Monday Night Raw. WWE, do you have a brain? My God. The ratings for Monday Night Raw are slowly declining again, with the NFL season taking charge every second day of the week. The WWE has always struggled during the football season, but they always have something on their sleeve to keep the ratings from plummeting. According to TV by the Numbers, the NFL regular season remained king of Monday nights as it garnered a total of 13.7 million viewers and a 5.1 rating. Monday Night Raw, on the other hand, had a total of 3.1 million viewers in the first hour and second hours, but it declined to 2.6 million viewers for the final hour. More proof that the fucking third hour of Monday Night Raw absolutely demolishes the ratings for that show. It's not surprising to see the third hour of Raw continue to struggle because it's the norm since the 3-hour format was introduced. The WWE always have a backup plan to stay afloat against the NFL last year. One of those plans was the return of Bill Goldberg, who last appeared for the WWE in 2004. Goldberg went on to defeat Brock Lesnar at Survivor Series in just 1 minute and 26 seconds. It was one of the most talked about moments in WWE history, and Goldberg helped Monday Night Raw in the ratings department. Cage Side Seats is reporting that the WWE is interested in bringing back Stephanie McMahon on television to help the ratings of Monday Night Raw. Now tell me, how is having Stephanie McMahon on television even remotely close to bringing back Goldberg? I don't understand it, but let's continue here. McMahon is still the commissioner for Raw, but she has not appeared on her own show since WrestleMania 33. Stephanie took a nasty bump wherein she went through a table during the match between her husband Triple H and Seth freaking Rollins. One of the reasons why Stephanie McMahon was written off television at WrestleMania 33 is to give her time to take a vacation in Greece, per Sportskeeda. However, several months have passed, but she has not returned to Monday Night Raw. The Red Brand is still in good hands without her, with Kurt Angle serving as the general manager, as recapped by WWE.com. Stephanie McMahon made her return to television 2 weeks ago, but not on Monday Night Raw. She returns on Smackdown Live after Kevin Owens brutally attacks her father and WWE Chairman Vince McMahon. It was not a coincidence that Stephanie McMahon was shown on television, and she appears to be closer to making her official return to Monday Night Raw. There are a lot of potential storylines to make when Stephanie McMahon is brought back to Monday Night Raw. She should take revenge on Seth Rollins, who, yeah, everybody wants to see that. And she can go against Kurt Angle, who she has a history with. Nevertheless, the WWE is planning something for her to help the declining ratings of their top show. How the hell is Stephanie McMahon is supposed to boost ratings? That's beyond me, bro. Nobody wants to see Stephanie McMahon. If anything, Stephanie McMahon is a reason to tune off of Monday Night Raw. The Stephanie McMahon character is an absolute nuisance to WWE television. Every time I see the Stephanie McMahon character on WWE television, I say, oh my god, not this bitch again. That's what I say. Because how many superstars does she come out and slap? How many fucking superstars does she come out and bury for no apparent reason? That's what the Stephanie McMahon character is. She comes out, and there's Sami Zayn, let's fucking bury him. There's Mick Foley, let's bury him as general manager to the point where nobody can fucking take this guy seriously. Oh, there's Seth Rollins, let's bury him. That's what Stephanie McMahon does. That is what Stephanie McMahon does. Sasha Banks, let's fucking shit on her a little bit, right? I mean, how is that gonna help your ratings? Nobody wants to see Stephanie McMahon come out and fucking discourage Kurt Angle and slap Roman Reigns in the face in attempts of getting some fucking sympathy on him and all this garbage. All this garbage. The Stephanie McMahon character is garbage. Nobody wants to see it, and there is no fucking storyline that she is involved in that is going to make anybody want to tune into Monday Night Raw. There really isn't. What? She's gonna fucking discourage Kurt Angle to the point where it's Triple H versus Kurt Angle at WrestleMania. Wow. Like, we haven't seen that match so many fucking times in 2001 and fucking whenever the hell those two were feuding, right? Like, we haven't seen that match enough times. Gotta be kidding me. Stephanie McMahon is an absolute nuisance to WWE television, and nobody who has a brain wants to see that. For now, let's move on here. We got this story on the Young Bucks, the Bucks of Youth, being sent a cease and desist by the WWE for their use of the Too Sweet and the fucking DX Chop. You gotta be fucking kidding me with this one, WWE. Goddamn. Let's read this article and then we will give the opinion on this story right here. WWE sends Ring of Honor's Young Bucks a cease and desist order for hand gesture. The WWE is trying to force a current Ring of Honor tag team to stop using a classic hand gesture. The tag team, known as the Young Bucks, the Bucks of Youth, was recently sent a cease and desist letter for using the Too Sweet gesture, which was said to have been made famous with the WWE stable known as The Clique. The news arrives just days after an invasion was staged by Cody Rhodes along with several other Ring of Honor stars to send a message to WWE from the area where Monday's WWE Raw episode was being held. The recent news comes via Pro Wrestling Sheet's Ryan Satin, who indicated that WWE has sent a cease and desist letter to the Young Bucks for their use of the Too Sweet hand gesture. The report mentions that the Young Bucks have been asked to stop using the WWE's intellectual property in the ring or on merchandise immediately, or they may pay $150,000 in damages. WWE has also reportedly asked the two brothers submit a written agreement saying that they won't use WWE's intellectual property again in the future. It's unknown at this point if the duo will be fighting the situation or agree to it, but it was mentioned that they have contacted a lawyer and are determining the best course of action. For those wondering, the Too Sweet hand gesture is said to have originated as a secret handshake of sorts used by wrestling stars in WWE and WCW. The gesture was mostly used by backstage group of stars referred to as The Clique. In WWE's article about the Too Sweet gesture's origin, various members of the WWE Clique and the club talk about where they believe the hand gesture first came about. Club member AJ Styles suggests it came from the North Carolina Wolfpack and is the Wolf Kiss. other stars contend, the Too Sweet came from the WCW's NWO stable. One of the NWO's members, Kevin Nash, said it was called the Turkish Wolf. The hand signal was used by various NWO stars over their time with WCW. The WWE purchased WCW 16 years ago, which also granted them the rights to the wrestling company's various copyrights. The Too Sweet hand gesture is shown in the photo above, being used by all the members of the Click group at a previous WWE Hall of Fame ceremony. They included Shawn Xbox Waltman, Paul Heyman, Triple H Levesque, Kevin Nash, Scott Hall, and Shawn Michaels. There are reports that WWE tried to file paperwork over that particular copyright for the gesture several years ago. There still seems to be some contention as to whether the WWE officially owns the property. There are also the fact that their tag team, the Club, AJ Styles, Finn Balor, Luke Gallows, and Carl Anderson, has used the gesture before heading to WWE as an ode to the NWO. One has to wonder why there was no legal action earlier, but it is believed by some that WWE has decided to go forth with the latest legal action due to the situation involving Cody Rhodes and the Bullet Club this past Monday. Rhodes, a former worker within the WWE, is now part of the popular Ring of Honor faction, the Bullet Club, but goes by just his first name, Cody. He brought his wife Brandy along with the fellow ROH Bullet Club stars Marty Scurll, the Young Bucks, and Adam Page to an outdoors demonstration in California. They held the mini event outside the area where the latest episode of WWE Raw was set to take place later that day. During their invasion, a group of fans surrounded them as Rhodes delivered a famous speech from the movie Independence Day and then led the crowd in a rallying chant. A video was later released on YouTube as part of a regular series that Ring of Honor's Bullet Club puts out. During that video, they brought up WWE after going after them for using the famous Degeneration X suck it and crotch chop motions in the ring, as well as for preventing Cody from using his last name outside of WWE, with rumors that WWE head honcho Vince McMahon was not very amused by the antics. It appears that the cease and desist letter is the latest in Mr. McMahon's attempts to go after some of the competition. The Young Bucks have recently added a cease and desist t-shirt to their merchandise catalog, which has Too Sweet, censored out of course, at the bottom, which I find absolutely fucking hilarious. The WWE is being a bunch of fucking sticklers about this situation. I mean, I'm hearing reports that they didn't even trademark the Too Sweet until 2015, and the Young Bucks have been using that since 2013, before the WWE even trademarked that. So, I mean, that's besides the point. Let's say it does belong to them. I mean, why do you have to be so fucking shitty about it? WWE is acting like that is financially hurting them. The fact that the Young Bucks are using that is financially hurting them. If anything, it's financially benefiting them because they see them doing that DX chop and they'll say, okay, where the fuck did that originate? Did they get that themselves? They'll see that the fucking DX used to do that. DX used to do that, and fucking X-Pac and all these guys, and that will make people discover the WWE, perhaps. Perhaps. That's a stretch, but I'm just saying perhaps that will happen. But it is not financially hurting the WWE, so clearly this is Vince McMahon holding a grudge, getting pissed off that the WWE is being made fun of, because in that video, absolutely fucking hilarious, they were like, we want our guys back, clearly referring to AJ Styles, clearly referring to Gallows and Anderson. They were fucking saying like they were captured. Get our guys out of that prison, bro. They were fucking doing all this shit, bro. All this shit, trashing on the WWE a little bit. And clearly that would piss off Vince McMahon. That would piss off Vince McMahon, but that doesn't mean you have to fucking financially hurt these guys. And the Young Bucks are actually doing something fucking good about it. They're taking the bullshit and they're turning it around and fucking making it financially benefit them, because they released the shirt, the Too Sweet shirt, right? They released the cease and desist shirt, and the Too Sweet and it's spelled with the fucking letters, you know, with the @ symbol, and then you got the fucking percentage, right? So they're fucking financially benefiting on WWE trying to fuck them over. And they're fucking in return fucking the WWE over. So I love the way the Young Bucks handled the situation. WWE being a bunch of sticklers about this when they really shouldn't be. It's not hurting them in any way. And the Young Bucks making the best out of it. And you have to respect that. Good job by the Young Bucks for doing that. Because really, it does not affect WWE in any way that the Young Bucks are using the Too Sweet sign. For now, let's move on here. For now, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to end this off here. Sorry, I had to cut the Gallows and Anderson story. We're going to probably report that later or on Monday Night Raw. We could do it on the very Monday Night Raw review. That is Gallows and Anderson challenging the team of the Rock and Roll Express. The goddamn Rock and Roll Express at Starrcade, which is a WWE house show. If that does come to fruition, we will probably discuss that on Behind the Mic at a future date. But for now, that story is going to be cut due to time constraints. But for now, ladies and gentlemen, we covered all these huge news stories. So, for all these huge news stories, so you do not miss a thing next time Behind the Mic does come on next week on Saturday, episode number 40. Make sure to subscribe to the Ringside Wrestling YouTube channel. Go check out all the other content on the Ringside Wrestling YouTube channel. Monday Night Raw, Smackdown reviews, Behind the Mic each and every single Saturday, pay-per-view reviews, May and Classic coverage, WWE 2K18 content coming, Twitter account of the same name where we live to with Raws, Smackdowns, pay-per-views, NXT takeovers, which we review on the channel as well. All that great stuff right here on the Ringside Wrestling YouTube channel. And so you do not miss a single thing. Make sure to subscribe to the Ringside Wrestling YouTube channel. Click on that notification bell to get notifications straight to your mobile device. Make sure to click on that like button, or like these hip kids are saying these days, smash that like button if you enjoyed what you heard here. And of course, make sure to comment what you thought about all these huge news stories. Tell me what you thought about Brock Lesnar versus Roman Reigns going on at WrestleMania 34, despite all of the bullshit that causes. Make sure to comment on that in the comment section down below, because for now, this has been Joel Perez of Ringside Wrestling Entertainment, and for now, I am out of here. Thank you very, very much for watching this video. I will see you on Monday, tomorrow, for your Monday Night Raw review.